Good day, students. I'm Dr. Gordon Al-Hassan of the Department of Crop and Soil Sciences, National Open University of Nigeria. Our topic on AM 713 is titled Post-Planting Maintenance of Our Tree Crops. The maintenance of our tree crops plantation or orchard is a continuous exercise throughout the whole year. You have to keep your plantation weed-free, you have to keep it disease-free, and to ensure that all activities are well carried out. And at the end of the day, you are going to have an output that the yields from our plantation to be of the best quality, and that will give us the required output and profit. So it's an interesting course. We are going to go through issues of pruning, mulching, irrigation, and water management. Feel free to ask questions as I take you through the slides. God bless you. As I earlier said, our topic today is topic 5, post-planting maintenance and services of a tree crop orchard through plantation. My name is once again Dr. Gordon Al-Hassan. I belong to the Department of Crop and Soil Sciences, National Open University of Nigeria. This is a very beautiful citrus plant that is the field was well maintained, and that means that if you maintain your orchard or plantation very well, you are going to get a very bountiful harvest. By way of introduction, maintenance of tree crop farms is an all year round activity. It embraces operations at different periods of the year. Give adequate field maintenance to your tree crops, and it reduces weeds, disease, and pest infestations. Introduction continues. Post-planting maintenances like weeding, mulching, shade management, pruning, removal of lateral suckers, replacement of dead stands, pest and disease control all will be discussed. Our main objective for this topic is maintenance operation of the major tree crops cultivated in Nigeria. We are going to look at weeding, we are going to look at mulching, shade management, pruning, disease and pest control, establishment and management of crops, water stroke irrigation management, replacement of dead tree. Gapping up. What is gapping up? Supplying of vacancies during the first two rainy seasons, and this will give you a measure of uniformity among the tree crops. Supplying operations and gapping up is done as soon as the rains become established. Adequate rainfall during and after the operation is essential. Give the seedlings adequate rain for growth before the onset of the dry season. Vacancies for gapping should be filled earlier to give a uniform growth. Weed control. You should keep your orchard through plantation weed free. You will have to supplement your 3-row weedings with at least 4 to 6 slashings of the footpaths in a year. You need to mulch the trees towards the end of the rains. You should grass mulch and avoid placing trash close to the base of the plants. You may wish to plant plantain as a shade plant. You should equally avoid planting bananas as mulch. This is a beautiful picture of a well-maintained orchard or plantation. The mulching is done, and you can see that the mulch is very well arranged, and then there's a provision for watering. Mulch towards the end of the rainy season, apply adequate water during the dry season, use drip irrigation, and this reduces weed infestation because you are not watering the entire land. Retention of moisture, that is mulching. Mulching, the provision of mulch, it has to be at the surface of dead vegetable matter. Keep soil around the plants mulch. It enriches it with organic matter, and this is cultural method used great dividends. Importance of mulch. Mulch conserves moisture around the plant. It helps to cool the soil around the plant. It supplies organic matter to the soil upon decomposition. Mulch assists in controlling weeds around the plant. It acts as an anti-erosion. Mulching and other maintenance operations will include superior growth, more vigor, early canopy formation, and early heavy use. Shade management. The ideal shade plant should satisfy the following conditions. It should be easy to establish. It should provide an evenly distributed shade within a short time. It competes as little as possible with the crops for soil nutrients and moisture. It should be so temporary that it will be easy to remove when no longer needed. Shade management continues. Each removal should do little damage to the crop. It should not be an alternative host to insect pests and diseases of the crop. As much as possible, you should plant a shade plants of the same commercial or social value. That means you are going to plant your shade that is of social or commercial value. The ideal shade plant has not been identified in Nigeria, but plantain and nut banana is nearest an acceptable shade plant. Nut shade is recommended for a few tree crops in Nigeria, like cocoyam, that is Colaca esculentum. A banana shade with irrigation facility. That is the picture you are seeing. Irrigation facilities have been arranged around the furrow. The banana stand provides shade to the young seedlings, while the irrigated water is for both the shade plant and the target plant. Pruning. Pruning is to remove unwanted growth. Pruning to maintain regularly shaped trees, carrying a well-balanced, firmly closed canopy. Pruning sometimes is to regenerate old trees. A frequency of pruning depends on the rate of growth of trees, type of crops. Remove unwanted vegetative parts, that's lateral suckers and chupons. Removal of unwanted growth from the canopy and light pruning for canopy maintenance. Tools for pruning. Sharp knife, pair of secateurs for removing chupons. A heavy bow saw is recommended for removing branches and stems. Pruned surfaces should be painted with ordinary paint or any sealing compound to prevent disease infection. This is the picture of a pruning tool, that is the secateur. You need a very sharp knife, pruning saw, and secateurs. Establishment and management of cover crops. Leguminous plants such as cowpea, melon, groundnut are used as cover crops in tree crop cultivation in Nigeria. Normally, for the first few years before canopy establishment, cover crops are more popular with the crops that are widely spaced, e.g., oil palm, guava, cashew, etc., etc. Advantages of leguminous cover crops. If you are using leguminous cover crops, these are the advantages. The cover crop serves as an anti-erosion measure. It helps to suppress weed. It adds nitrogen to the soil through its nodules. It adds organic matter to the soil, and it helps to cool the soil. And finally, the roots help to improve the physical structure of the soil. Water supply, irrigation, and stroke watering. Irrigation may not be necessary when rainfall is adequate. In many parts of Nigeria, dry season may last up to 3 to 6 months of the year. In such locations, tree crops in the field will depend on irrigation. Supply of water to the seedlings during their first 2 dry seasons in the field is necessary. Adequate mulching and establishment of cover crops help to economize on the application of water. Water in the mornings and in the evenings only. This is a good picture of irrigation facilities in an orchard or plantation. So the supply is drip form to the base of the crop so as to reduce the weed infestation. Cropping patterns with 3 crops. So cropping is the normal practice where land is available. Intercropping with compatible annual crops has economic advantages. When intercropping, leave a space of 1 meter to the tree crop seedlings in the first year. Increase this gap in subsequent years. Adopt adequate fertilizer practices for the intercrop in addition to those for the tree crop. Household waste and water from compound will support home orchards. Thank you very much for listening. This is the end of our topic 5. See you next week, same time. I remain yours, facilitator, Dr. Godwin A. Alhassan.